Good afternoon and welcome to Cooley Outdoors. I am your host, Brandon Scott, and today it is an afternoon start instead of a morning start because today I am actually at work. I have a job cleaning out a tank full of lead paint at the Ross Dam powerhouse, so I get to be up at North Cascades all week, which means now that I'm off work for today, me and two of my co-workers are going to do the Thunder Knob Trail on Diablo Lake. Thank you for joining us.
Well, I'm sure you could guess with going on a short day hikes this week. All of these hikes will be in North Cascades. I have the second edition and the first edition. Not sure if there's another edition after the second edition, but it is written by Mike McQuaid and Philip Lakes close, Sourdough close, Diablo Lake close. Doing this the hard way. Ross Dam, Happy Tree. No, that's gonna be too far actually. Back at Thunder Creek. There it is. Thunder Knob, number 17. Almost 4 miles round trip. Takes about 2 hours, and you gain 600 feet of elevation. Like I said, the trailhead is right here in Colonial Creek Campground on the north end. You park on the highway, walk through the campground, and go up, take a pretty view, and come back. And there's also another trail, the Thunder Creek Trail, that goes that way. That goes to a bunch of other things. I'll probably be doing that tomorrow. Well, next video, since I'm filming this afterwards, but you know, next day we'll be going down that way.
So the first part of the Thunder Knob Trail is actually walking through the northern half of the Colonial Creek Campground, because the parking for the trailhead is out on the highway because you just can't squeeze enough parking spots in the campground, and the campground closes the first week of October and is closed till May, so you can't really let people park for a trail when the campground's closed for half the year, so you got to park out at the highway. So the first, I don't know, quarter mile or half mile or so of the trail is just plain old boring campground walking, but fall colors are out, so it's really quite pretty. This is actually a really nice campground, as you can see. Fire ring, picnic table, nice flat campground pad, good spot to park your car, a babbling brook in the background. It really is a nice camping spot, camping area. Nash and I camped here the last weekend it was open last summer, but that was before I started the YouTube channel. There's bear boxes too. And this is a national park run campground, so you have to do federal land stuff, but it's just like going to a national forest campground. It's just national park rules instead of national forest rules. Thought about bringing my kayaks for this trip, but it is middle of October, so it is absolutely frigid out. So I didn't think being on water would be smart. I have caught up to my co-workers, Jackson and Lorenzo.
We're gonna jump in.
All right. We'll get your toes wet and your butthole wet, and that's about it.
All right, let's roll.
Well, there's one slight issue. Lorenzo! Oh, Lorenzo! There's one slight issue with coming and doing hikes in the off season, and that's Park Service may have removed the bridge for the summer, which they did. It's a aluminum grate bridge that's stashed in the woods right there. Crossing is right there, but they removed it for the winter so it doesn't get blown out each year. Smart. But that just means you gotta hope somebody built something across the bridge. Let's see if Lorenzo falls in. I believe in you, Lorenzo! Except for you're not going any closer to the border. It's that direction. I said, but you're not getting any closer to the border. It's that direction. You're on the wrong side of the lake for that. Yeah, they removed the bridge span for the winter. It's sitting over there hiding in the trees, so it doesn't get washed out in the spring. That's kind of funny. Forget, got it. So now we're starting to climb up out of the bottomlands of the lake shore, and beautiful fall foliage, the vine maples and the real maples and the huckleberries and everything else are putting on the fall show. It may only be 3:30, but the sun's already behind the mountainside, but it is North Cascades, so the mountains are very steep and the sun goes away very early. But yeah, this is a fairly new trail. I mean, I think it was only built in or constructed in the late 90s, early 2000s, so new by most trail standards. Most trails were built either on existing Native American trails back 100 years ago, when most of these places got established, or were built in the 30s, 40s, and 50s. But yeah, this Thunder Knob Trail is a trail meant for people who don't have a ton of time in the world. Maybe you're going from the Olympics or the San Juans out towards Glacier and you're driving through in a day. You don't got that much time to stop. This is a quick little 1 hour or 2 hour hike to stretch your legs in between the hours and hours of driving. Plus there's supposed to be some pretty good views of Diablo Lake, Pyramid Peak, Sourdough Mountain, etc. at the top. So we're starting to get some pretty decent views of the back arm of Diablo Lake back towards Colonial Creek Campground, and we got a decent view of Pyramid Peak, but the trail's a little deceptive. It's got switchbacks, so it's mildly steep, but it's not too steep. And then when you got gorgeous fall views like that the whole time, and as you keep getting higher and higher, you get better and better peak views of the scenery. Keeps egging you on. But yeah, this is a good hike to either do at the beginning or the end of the season, when most of the real intense stuff is either snowed in still or about to get snowed out. It's a good way to come out, do this in the morning, not do it in the late afternoon like we are. I mean, we're in shade, so you either want to be in, because in the morning the sun comes up over there. So come out on a cool fall or spring morning, do this in the sun, get nice and warm, and then go either do Pyramid Lake or go up Thunder Creek a ways, or go down to Ross Lake and walk along our lake shore a little ways, or a couple other well, you can make decently short, decently easy hikes just to get yourself back into shape in spring as the snow line creeps further and further up the mountainsides. But it is mushroom season. Seen plenty of those around. It's been damp and rainy for the last week. Fall finally decided to show up about a week and a half late, and it got cold and it got rainy, and all the mushrooms decided to come out. And boy did we need it after the hot, dry, fiery summer we had this year. I think we're just about to reach the topmost part. Looks like we're coming through some sort of rocky saddle. There's supposed to be a bunch of lookout points here overlooking Diablo and Pyramid Peak off my left shoulder, and Sourdough front and center, and so on and so forth. Oh, nope, we got to switch back. We're going to switch back up and over the saddle there. Are you really just gonna keep getting closer and closer to me? Hmm? Is that really what you're gonna do right now? I mean, I'm fine with it, but... Why are you eating the moss? Eat the leaves. Hi. Hi, you're fine. You're fine. Go be with your mama. You're fine. Go on. I heard something about there being views up here.
She said 3 deers, not 3
Well, yeah, I know. I realize that now. She said 3 deer. We thought she said free beer on our right, so we all got excited. And nope, we almost ran face first into the deer. But yeah, that's a pretty good view, I'd say. Except for the GoPro can't deal with the contrast between the blue sky and the dark forest, so it's like washing out one end or the other. So you have to go on social media and see some pictures of. Alright, so we're getting near the top of the Thunder Knob Trail. My hand is in the screen because I'm blocking out the sun, because you can't really see Pyramid Peak. So there's Pyramid Peak, Colonial Peak. Not sure what those peaks are back there. I'm sure I'll put a little caption in the video in post-processing, but there's one there with a couple of glaciers. There's another tip of a snowy peak there, and there's another one there. I don't know what any of them are. I know what the peaks are on this side of the valley, but I don't know what the head of the valley or this side of the valley or that other valley is, because I haven't been up here enough to know. And then you can't really see through the trees. Well, actually you might be able to if I find a big enough hole. There's more snowy peaks there with the sun on them this time, so the sun helping, not hindering. And then when we get over here, you gotta look at Sourdough Peak, Jack Mountain, because this mountain right here I think is Ruby Mountain, but Jack Mountain's back there, which is the really big pretty mountain you can see from the Ross Lake Dam, which you can see in the long exposures video I posted in May. Link put up now. But yeah, this is the idea of coming on the Thunder Knob Trail. You need to come out on almost this island, almost in the middle of Diablo Lake, with Diablo Lake on 3 sides, except for Jack and Lorenzo went this way. So you got Diablo Lakes on 2 sides, you got Pyramid and Colonial Peak on another side, and then you got Sourdough Mountain in the front. And of course you got fall colors all around, and it's a rare October pretty blue sky day. It's gonna rain and snow on us later in the week, but today and tomorrow it's nice out, so we get some after work hiking in. Tomorrow we might go up Thunder Creek, might go to Pyramid Lake, or I might do some fishing. Don't know yet, but I'm looking for my compatriots. They're out here somewhere. Hi, little birdie. What are you doing, little birdie? Where the heck these two go? Probably over here staring at the lake. This is where I would be. Yep, there they are. Found them! Oh boy! I found my friends! Jackson over there, getting some damn good looks. So that parking lot there is the Diablo Lake Overlook, which Nash and I had dinner when we camped out here about this time of year last year, again before I was doing YouTube. That monstrosity ridge over there is Jack Mountain. Diablo Lake is all down in here. I'll go join Jackson and Lorenzo so you can get some better views of it. Yeah, it's 4:20. Why is there a boat leaving 50 minutes late? Interesting.
Oh, Baylor or whatever his name is said he was off at 4:30.
Oh, yeah, he did.
He must be like, that must be like a supervisor boat then. I'm sure Byron, I'm sure he's a supervisor. So that's all Diablo Lake in there. The dam is in the trees over there. We might go to a different overlook on the trail and look at it.
Yeah, we're going to head down there like that.
But,
I want to climb that tree and put a sign that we're up here.
oh, shit. But that's Sourdough Mountain. There, you should be able to see the fire lookout up there, maybe. There's a fire lookout up there somewhere. Huh?
Oh, yeah. Long one, brother?
What?
Buzzball?
What's that?
And that'll do it for today's short little hike up and down the Thunder Knob Trail with my co-workers Jackson and Lorenzo. I think they both had a pretty good time. Saw the deer, saw some good views, got to look down at the lake we were going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth on for the crew boat for the week. And that'll be just about it. There should be a sorry, I lost my breath there for a second. There should be a long exposure video from the end of the trail at one of the outlook points I was hanging out at. That should be up shortly. And that'll be just about it for today's adventure. Thank you. Please leave a like and a comment down below. Share to your social medias if you liked it. I guess dislike it if you didn't like it. I hope you didn't like it. And see you next time. Have a good one, and ciao.